Boy, have you been paying attention to this information coming out about the January 6th footage? I have not actually watched, I don't know who could watch the full footage in the time that has come out. It's more than there has been time for reviewing. But I have not watched even Tucker Carlson's commentary on the situation. I've only seen the clips that other people have shared reacting to the information in the clips. So I've seen the clips of the QAnon shaman being escorted all over the Capitol via police. And yeah, I would be the first to admit, I've made a video or two in the past talking about January 6th and how my mind has changed over the years thinking about it. Just quick recapping on that. In the beginning, yeah, I was very upset, like plenty of people were, to see people encroaching on the Capitol in such a way. And a lot of those people out there did have ill intentions, as we all know. But over the years, we've come to realize that it hasn't been pursued in the name of fair justice so much as it has been used as I don't want to say dog whistle, but and not a scapegoat, but it's the excuse. It's the reason that they have to continue this witch hunt of Donald Trump, claiming that he gives power to crazed racist insurrectionists. And that is the narrative that the left, for lack of a better term, wants to die on. And it's just not accurate. From what we saw from the people who are still sitting in prison, grandmas, harmless people who were escorted and allowed to come into the Capitol building, which is a public building. Of course, they went into private chambers and things like that. And there are people who, like we said, there were not all people were acting in good faith there, but some people were just harmlessly caught up in the mix of things. And a lot of those people are suffering now for something that they didn't fully understand and were not doing what they're being accused of. That's a problem. So I suggest anybody who has not checked out the new information to go check it out. I can't obviously recommend you to go check out the footage because I haven't even done that myself. I am going to, though, so rest assured, I want to get my information just like the next guy. But I do, it's amazing the turnaround that Tucker Carlson has had. I remember a time when not too many people liked Tucker Carlson at all. Even his fan base, I wouldn't say necessarily liked him. It was just old people who, that was their conservative media, Fox News. But now he's kind of gotten, he's really built up a lot of cool points. I'm not going to lie to you. Sorry, I had to drink that. And, yeah, it's very representative. Like, I love to see people who have not switched sides, but moved their position because it shows that they're really human. People like Tucker Carlson, people like Bill Maher, which, I'm not going to say he's my favorite person, but I am going to say I do respect him openly admitting that he's had a change of heart on several important topics there based off of what society is. That's brave of him, and it's braver than a lot of people are willing to do. So I give him that credit. Yeah, people like that, people who have just had a change of mindset. It's refreshing, and it's the way that the world should be. You don't always know better. It's okay to trust your gut. But when you're presented with new information, it's perfectly fine to adjust your thinking patterns. And that is really the moral of my video here. Adjusting my thinking patterns on January 6th has allowed me to see things for pretty much what it really is. A mix, not a one-sided ordeal. Something with nuance, something to be discussed, something to be reviewed, and something that we can learn from. How about that? Why were those people there? The violent ones, the non-violent ones. What did they want? What was the purpose of this? Because all of that just got thrown out of the window because of a few bad faith actors and a few undercover actors, literally, FBI agents, as we know. We've seen the video clips of people with the earpieces walking in and instructing people to enter into the buildings and things like that. Does that necessarily mean that they're automatically FBI? Not necessarily. I guess you can get earpieces and, do stealthy communications and not be FBI. But why would you? I don't know. We don't know the answer to that. But the one thing that I do know is The more we review it, the more we study these things, the more we will come to understand about what happened there. So, there are a few people being very vocal about not wanting this footage to be reviewed. Specifically, Mitch McConnell is one of the most recent people I just saw with a dissenting opinion about the review. And I just have to say, if you are asking them to not review the footage, that's weird. Maybe you're saying it's a waste. You can't even say it's a waste of time because people are in prison because of this stuff. So it doesn't make sense. Now, can people be so delusional that they've tricked themselves into believing that it's purely conspiracy theorists who think that there's anything deeper than an attempted insurrection on January 6th? No, I believe that people can convince themselves of things like that. Is Mitch McConnell one of those people? I don't know. Because if Mitch McConnell is the perfect actor if he is doing this insidiously, meaning, and I really do actually, the crazy part about it, I give him that props, but I think that it's actually the case because there's no way that he's this oblivious. There's no way that he doesn't know how unpopular his stance on Ukraine is, or how unpopular it is for him to come out and say to the Republican Party that they shouldn't review this kind of stuff. And if he's doing that purely out of the fear of what Trump's, side has with them, and he's sitting there and he's playing that card, man, that's a chess player with a poker face. I'll be honest with you. But that isn't to say that it isn't obvious what's being done. It's just he is very steadfast in pretending like it's not what's happening. And I can't say that I respect that, but it's just it's very interesting, to watch a man so blatantly do everything that, Republicans do not like what Mitch McConnell does. Not just the MAGA ones, but, most Republicans are not yes, Mitch McConnell is a good leader and is making, you know what I'm saying? So, I know, I'm sure the bandwagon of hate towards him has grown over the years. Otherwise, we'd have never reached to the position that he was in. There's no way that he was just that disapproved of from the beginning. So I understand he probably had to change a character or at least exposed his true colors. But man, oh man, that guy is bad. I kind of went on a tangent there, but I say all that to say that as we review this information for what happened here in Georgia at the public safety training facility, compared to what's going on or what happened at the January 6th incident, I hope that the media pays as much attention to that situation as they did January 6th. Not because the Capitol and a public training facility in Georgia are necessarily the same level of building, but when you see 150 Antifa members storm a police facility in broad daylight, that should raise alarm and make people wonder. And there have been a lot of arrests on, 23, I think it was already. So I'm not sitting here saying that it's completely getting ignored, and I don't want to see people build that narrative. We just have to stay with our foot on their necks, and we need to take this Antifa presence as seriously as it should be, more seriously than even the January 6th situation, because these are recurring events that continuously happen. Has there been anything that happened after January 6th? Not to the same degree. But on the other hand, these Antifa situations seem to be growing and escalating in violence. There have been deaths on both sides, police officers, civilians, or terrorists. I don't know which one you want to call them. I'm leaning more towards the latter. But that is where I will leave this video. January 6th, new footage coming out showing that it wasn't what the media originally portrayed it to be. Go figure.